Hey yo guys, Dead Spider Venom here, and welcome. This is a special video for Freedom. I figured I'd post this because there's a lot of people that want to do channel stuff, and I figured that this would help them out. Now, to put it simple, I'm going to explain how to Photoshop a little bit. This is going to be a tutorial. Now, I may post this on my. I'm gonna also be posting this on that. Well, yeah, but this will be in general. First, you want to do. Oh, god dang it! This stupid thing. Really, really, Bandai Cam, you're gonna do this to me? Give me a second. God dang it. Opacity, 20%. There we go. Really? There we go. Okay. So what you want to do first, wait, is this a recording? Yes, okay, sorry. What you want to do first is you want to create a new file. You can name it. I usually don't. I usually save the naming for last when I go to save. Then you want to pick the dimensions. I'm going to do a avatar, so, not avatar. I'll do a background for this video's sake. So I like doing backgrounds at 1900, 1600. But yeah, you can edit all this other stuff too. I usually don't. I just leave it at that. And boom, you got your thing. Now what you want to do is you want to create a new layer. So this button right down here, create a new layer. You want to delete the background layer. Granted, you don't have to do this, but I do it because I don't like the white background for default. And there you go. Now, granted, I'm using an odd Photoshop thing, so I can't just import an image. But normally you drag in your character image. I'm using a portable version of Photoshop, sadly. But yeah, normally you drag in your image, but since I have to do special complicated process, yeah. So for next, you want to try to get your image you want. So here I'm gonna go search for my image. Older junk. You did not see that. Desktop, anime stuff, renders. Blah. Let's see here. I only have anime renders at the moment. So you want to go through, find an image you want to base your entire thing around. So I'll go with this one. Okay. So you want to now you want, since if you're doing it the same way I'm doing it, oops, you want to right click, select pixels, and once your image is selected, your render, control C, you want to hold control and hit C, or you can right click and well no, you can't right click and copy, okay. And then you want to go to your main image and go paste it, control V. Now, after you got that, you need to find the area you're going to have her or them based in. Over to the right, over to the left, blah blah blah. I'm going to have her... Now, there are certain body features and ways that their body is turned to determine where they should go. Like how she has it, her hair's going out more, her arms up, so you'd imagine her more to the right side of the picture instead of the left, or maybe in the middle, since she has, you know, since she has her elbow out and her hair's waving out. So she can either be, so this girl, this anime girl would be better featured to the right or the middle, not to the left. So you can do somewhere kind of in the middle between the right and the middle, like that. Now you can downsize and upsize it if you want. So go transform, scale. If you want her smaller, make her smaller, bigger, make her bigger. It'll look kind of sketchy like that, but the moment you select it, Photoshop will do its thing and kind of, make it look better. But I don't want her that big, so I'm going to hit Control Z and back out. I like her right there. Now, once you have this sorted out, you need to decide what type of background you want. So if you want to have, let's say, a picture in the background to base it around a picture, you would go online, oh, hey, I'm looking for, I don't know, a field with flowers. So let's go field with wildflowers. There we go. Boom. and you go images, and then you search and look through the images and find a good one you like. You gotta make sure that it will fit with your picture. So let's see here. I like this one right here. What's the pixel size? Nope. That's the pixel size you're looking for. Pixel size usually is this number right here. That's way too small for us to use, so we had to go through. If you can't seem to find one that fits your size and your thing, you can use a smaller one. Granted, just remember it will look bad. It'll look pretty bad. Granted, a little bit smaller like this one right here won't be too bad, but if you grab too small, it's gonna look horrible. Um, I'm just gonna look through real quick, find a good one. I can't find anything good. Jeez. Well, darn. The good ones are always small. Why are the good ones always small? I know that was Elmo's world, but wanna what? Go to. Nah, just joking. Okay. Ooh, that one looks good. Oh, that one's nice. I like that, but no, I don't want that one. I want something kind of with a sunset in the background. Ooh, that one might work. I'm gonna try this one. Okay. So once you have the image you like that, view image, and then zoom in, see how big it is. You don't have to zoom in to save it, but right click, save image. You did not see that. Go to wherever you're going to be saving your image. I'm going to save it anime stuff and renders. So, blah, save image here. And yeah. Okay, now I got the image all saved. Now I can, you want to save changes? No. File, open, backup one, found my background right there, and boom. Now with this one, all you had to do is Control A, Control C, go here, Control V, make sure the layer's down below. Now you want to edit, and you want to transform it till you have it the way you want it. So for tutorial's sake, I'm going to do that. Anyway, I had to do that anyway. Now, granted, if it's wider than the picture you're using, you might want to edit it a little bit. Now, I like putting it a little bit outside the box, the area I'm editing in, so I know that it gets in there properly. To make sure it doesn't click to the edges of pictures and stuff, just hold Control while scaling it, and it won't click to the edges. Now, once you have it, you can go apply and make the background look nice. Now, boom. Now the issue here is that the background doesn't fit the character that we're basing it around. So now we need to edit the background, and then edit the character. But first, I like doing this because this is a really nice added effect. You want to select black. It has to be pure black, just completely black. So you want to go down here, over here, and select this black right here, because this is complete black and this is complete white. Or you can edit these values up here to 0, up to you. Now you want to select this tool right here. It just pretty much is a big block. It's a paint bucket, and it'll just paint the entire layer or whatever is extra. So if I wanted to paint everything but her black, boom. Don't want to do that though. And you want to paint the new layer you created on top of her black. Now you're wondering why I do that, because now we can't see the picture. Well, you want to go over here to this normal thingy, click it, and you want to go to soft light. And now you got this. Now, usually you want to edit it down or up until you get to a nice looking color. Boom. I like that one right there. So you just edit it around until you get a nice look you like, and boom, and then good. Now, if you want to add a lighting effect, so like, let's say I want a white light to be like, let's say there's actual sun in the top right that you can see. You can go to your paintbrush, select go to brush, pick paint, don't pick pencil or anything else. Go up here and edit this. Don't select you want a hardness of 0, so it's easier to select this brush right here, and then you want to edit the pixel size until you got a thing you want. Until you got a size that fits the picture, the thing you're trying to do. So if you can't get the right size right off the bat, you can just, select, you can manually edit it, and then select white, and click, and it will add a lighting effect to that section of the area you click. So if I wanted, let's say, her face all lit up, boom, I could do that. But I don't want to do that because that's way too bright. I could do that right there, have that lit up, have this over here lit up, boom, like that. I could do that, go boom, boom. Maybe have something like that. Oh, and to undo multiple edits, just hold Control and Alt, then hit Z. Drag that across the top, have that kind of lit up there. That actually looks really nice, so I'm going to keep that. And boom. And there we go. Kind of have, the sky lit up and her dark. Now, create a new layer, put it underneath the girl, and you want to try to select, click this little thing right here, right click to make sure eyedropper is selected, and you want to click the main color of her, of the picture. So this would chance be her hair. That would be the main thing that stands out. And you want to do the same thing as you did with that previous layer that we just did. Paste it, and then you want to edit the color. Try soft light, see if soft light works. No, it does. It seems to work okay, but not fully what we're looking for. So you might want to try like color burn. That's too dark. Linear burn. Nope. Vivid light, maybe. Ooh, that's a little better, but seems to be too bright. How about hard light? It seems almost kind of no. Burn, that's a little too purple. Hard mix, ooh, no. Pin light, kinda, but no. Just pretty much keep going through until you find something you like. Make sure to edit the opacity, because sometimes the opacity is a little too much. So like soft light, for example, soft light looks decently good for what we're trying to do, but it's not fully what we're looking for. Hard light seems a little bit too much, but that's what opacity is for. See, hard light's too much now, but if we cut down the opacity a little bit, it may be just what we need. And I'm recording right now, so shut up. Okay, now just try different things, try different colors, soft light, blah blah, color dodge, linear dodge, lighter color, pretty much everything. If you can't find something that works, just kind of go with soft light or screen, and then just kind of use the opacity edit a little bit, Preferably go with soft light because that makes a better image because it kind of incorporates the image into the soft light a little bit more. But yeah, and just you want to just try different colors, like an orange maybe, since the background's kind of orange. So edit the orange, and just kind of get it as close as you can without actually making the image too bad. So maybe stick it on top of her to help her kind of blend in with the background. So you want to do ones underneath it to kind of get to her color, ones on top of her to get it to its color, and just keep on doing that. Don't do that completely because you don't want to have like 30 layers of whatchamacallit. Now, after you get to a decent color, you want to blending options, right click her and do blending options. Go to drop shadow and click it. Now, once you click drop shadow, you'll notice you'll get a little bit of a shadow. If you notice that, okay. Now, this is where you want to turn use global light off, and then you can edit the distance, the size, the spread. So, see if you notice this size of the shadow gets bigger as I turn the size up, blah blah. Usually you want to turn the distance up a little bit. Now depending on the type of render you want to do, you either want to leave the opacity at 75 or you turn it up or turn it down. Maybe cut the distance down a little bit. You know, you can turn, oh, sorry, size down. And then you got a full-on shadow that's visible. But turn the opacity down a little bit, size. You know, you can make it look like a real shadow or fake shadow, whatever you want. It's up to you. You can also do an outer glow. I like doing an outer glow occasionally, but it's not good to do if you're doing a drop shadow, a back shadow. It's good for some pictures, but not for this picture in general. Now, what next you want to do, create a new layer. Do it underneath the black layer. All this is usually done underneath the black layer, just to let you know. And you want to do levels. No, not levels. Oopsie, sorry. Delete that. Actually, you don't have to create a new layer. Sorry. Exposure. You can edit the exposure a bit. You know, just the coloring. It adjusts the entire image from the layer down. So you can like make it darker, make the offset up and down a little bit. Let's make this maybe a tad bit darker. Not by much, just a tad bit. Gamma correction. You just pretty much mess with the tools till you get to where you like it. Okay, and boom, I like that right there. Okay, now next you want to go to you can edit vibrance as well if you want, but it's pretty much does what the last one does. You know, yeah, almost, not fully, but yeah. Make the color a little bit more vivid. I don't like the color more vivid. Saturation, you know, you can make it more saturate. A little bit more saturation would help, especially with the background. Um, Actually, maybe if I put it behind her. Oh, oh no, vibrance. Oopsies, I did not want to move that. So wait, hold on. If I put that behind her, no, I like it. I like it right there with her. Oh, oopsies. I just did hue and no, I didn't do hue and saturation. Oopsies, I did vibrance. Okay, but yeah, you just want to edit these things over here till you get to a color you like. You can, you know, actually edit her color, the background's color, that type of stuff. You can make her whatever color you like, or them, or whatever you're using. Her hair is purple, so maybe go to a little bit of blue color, or something, I don't know. Um, but hue and saturation is probably best used for the background, so kind of go here and do hue and saturation, and then you can edit the background's color kind of to help match her color. So maybe, you know, kind of do that right there. And now it's kind of fits her colorish more. Then you can edit the saturation to make it brighter or darker or, you know, more gray. But since she's more of a bright, so let's do a little bit more bright. And now you can edit the lightness. I wouldn't edit that much, but since it has a little bit more vibrance to it, maybe make it a tad bit darker or a tad bit lighter. Up to you. I want a tad bit darker, not very much though. Color balance. Oh, sorry. Color balance right here is what you want to do for if you want to change the color of the entire image. You know. So maybe do a little bit more blue in the image. Maybe magenta. Or maybe a little bit more green actually. Okay. Now you can edit all these other filters. I usually only edit those when I'm doing it. Now I've heard some people say you want to put, you know, you want to right click and blending options on all layers. I don't do that. I find that just kind of silly. Now something you can do is now this actually creates a really good effect. Go up to filter, go down to render, go to lens flare, and use the 850 through 300 millimeter zoom. You can do other ones too. I don't suggest movie prime, but a really good effect usually would be this one right here, and you can kind of go like this over here. Boom. It probably won't show up on this one, so I wouldn't suggest doing it on that layer. Maybe create another layer down right here and go make it black. And once it's black, go screen. Now what screen does is it makes any black image just clear through, see through. And then you want to go filter, render, lens flare, kind of go up to the right. Boom. Remember, this will show up, this bright little light, and then just pretty much keep on doing that until you have it the way you want it. So, render, lens flare, maybe do a 200, maybe do a 350 millimeter right there, kind of angle it right, so maybe have it up here with this one, or kind of like right there maybe. And I don't like that. Let's kind of back out. Oh, no, wait, God dang it. Oh, wait, why does that edit the opacity? Actually, that actually does kind of look good. And then you usually don't want to leave something completely blank. In this case, so maybe you can put your name right here, or kind of a word or something. You can if you want. You don't have to. Now, here's another thing. If the background stands out a little too much, like it kind of does now, you might want to blur it a little bit. So right click here, you can blur and sharpen and smudge. Use blur. You can usually use a big brush, and just kind of do that. Click and drag. It should blur out. It should blur the background a little bit. If it doesn't blur it yet, click, drag some more. Okay, there you go. Now it's starting to blur. And it'll blur the background a bit. You don't want to blur it too much. Just make sure it's a little blurred so that kind of puts her into focus. But yeah, just kind of mess around with it. You can add in different effects if you want, other images, whatever. You know, usually you just kind of want to do these minor steps, get it. You can add in whatever other effects you want, whatever other things you want. But yeah. Also, make sure that if you do add a lighting source, like that right there, make sure the drop shadow on your character blends the right direction. So like if I'm using that as the main shadow, drop shadow. Now you can edit the global, but grab this and just drag it. Now just remember that it will go the opposite direction of what you have it pointed. So if you have it pointed straight up, this little arrow thing at 80 degrees, it will go down. If you have it pointed at 90 degrees, it will go up. You know, and the farther the distance is, the farther away from the actual character will be. So if you can actually make kind of a thing like a reflection using it if you wanted, blah blah. And yeah, and there we go. We have a Photoshop picture. I think that's all I really want to showcase, though. So I want to blur this out a little bit more. There's a little too much detail. I don't know why it's not blurring out. But yeah, that's pretty much what you want to do. Keep, work with it until everything kind of melts nicely together. Granted, this is a horrible example. I got better Photoshop stuff. But pretty much that's all you really want to do. Keep editing it. Maybe add different colors. That type of thing. The pink looks blue. But yeah, just kind of edit different colors, edit this, edit that, change the opacity, alter those things. You know, just that type of thing.
What time are you gonna call me to come and get you?
Just, you know, all that. And get to a point you like it. That's all you can really do is get to a point you like it. Then file. First you want to do save as. Then edit this, the name. So, random girl. Then kind of save it where you want it. So, download, Photoshop, save. Okay. File. Then after you save the PSD, so you have a back of it, you want to save as again. Go down and if you're doing kind of a image that has it's supposed to have a like an empty air to it. So if I were to go on, if I were to go to the background and select this area right here and go delete, and it's supposed to have an empty air right there, type thing. So it's not supposed to have anything right there. It's just supposed to be a empty space, like that. So for like YouTube stuff or whatever, you want to go save as, and save the image as a PNG. Don't save it as a JPEG, because JPEGs will fill that spot in with black or white. So you want to save it as a PNG, and it will save it, as a clear space as that. So if you go to upload it to a form or something, and it's supposed to have a circle, that's what it'll save it as. Is that space will be empty. So let's undo all the edits I did. So that the image is all good.
What? Were you gonna take Mom over there and you come back? Probably.
Okay. Now, this is what I was taught in my Photoshop class that I took. I didn't learn everything I know about Photoshop from that, though. I learned like all of it on my own. But before you actually save the image as a file, you want to, um, she said, my teacher told me to flatten the image so you know how it's gonna, turn out. That's how it turns out.
Yeah.
When you're photoshopping your own stuff like this, usually, and if you're saving it as an image, it usually will look how it looks. Though there are certain cases where it will look different when you flatten it. But if you're doing it the way I just taught you, then there shouldn't be too much worry about that. So save as, since this is just kind of a normal background image, I can save it as a PNG. Just remember, PNGs compress more than PNGs. Sorry, JPEGs compress more than PNGs. So this one will only come out to like a megabyte at most. But if I were to go save as, and go to PNG and save, it will save it as a pretty big file. Okay, there we go. Now if I go to the file, boom, 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 boom. There's the file property. Now you see it saved as 4 megabytes instead of that 1 megabyte. So if you don't have anything that's, supposed to be a clear background like this image right here, see how it's like a perfect circle and you don't really see any, like, square box. But if you look at here, you'll see that the image is actually slightly bigger than what it shows right here. Then you're going to want to, save it as a PNG. Granted, yes, it's going to be larger than what it should be, but for the cost of having it, uh, for the cost of having a pretty cool PNG that's circular, not a PNG, but having a certain image that's circular and not a image that's square, it's pretty worth it. But yeah, there you go. Oh, by the way, example of what I've done. That's all. She originally had like pink hair. Yeah. But yeah, and once you're done, you got your image, and you can do whatever you like with it. Okay, well, thanks for watching. I hope this video was helpful in any which way or form, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, check out my other videos, and be awesome Freedom people. And if you're not part of Freedom and you're watching this video, well, be awesome. Peace out.